#1 newsletter. I am Sami, Director of Education at T3 Live. Hope you're doing well. We're going to go over the market. I'm going to go over my swing ideas for the week. So if you find benefit in today's video, please be sure to hit the like button. And if you have any questions, leave a comment. All right, so here we go. The market is, so after turning a little bit bearish, it went right back up, which is why it's really, really hard to pick a top in the market when it's just going sideways or even grinding up. It's really, really hard. It's only easy when the market goes parabolic, which happens extremely rarely. But while it's just going up or sideways, it's very, very hard to call a top. I thought after seeing this bar on Wednesday, I thought we would retest the prior low, but right back up. So this is the daily chart of the QQQ, which is the tracking ETF for the top 100 companies in the NASDAQ. This is the SPY, which is obviously the tracking ETF for the S&P 500, and it looks pretty bullish. We do need to get follow through. We need to see follow through to the upside so that we can break above this base right here on the SPY and the Qs and the IWM. So before turning all out bullish, before I tell you this is really, really bullish, it is, we need to kind of take it out and close above. We need one more green bar here, and if we get it, then the bias should be 100% bullish. That's a SPY, and the IWM is the weakest, believe it or not, at the moment. We need to take out and close above that base for 252.16. Look at that, same high, 252.16. So if we do that this week, then we should continue on higher. As far as the swing ideas, here's what I got for you. The financials, like this one, the Morgan Stanley, a bunch of them, they all have pretty buy setups. Even I think American Express, yeah, American Express is doing a buy setup. I think Visa is pretty bullish, right? So the Bank of America, I think, might be also bullish. You see that? So financials are all bullish, and they have buy setups for the most part. I like the APG and I like Morgan Stanley probably the most. So long right here, instead of putting the stop right there, I would just put it under this pivot right here. It's a bigger stop, but much, much more secure. A pivot is when you have a higher low on either side of a bar. So if you have a higher bar low than the middle bar, you have a pivot. But a significant pivot is the one that makes a new high, that takes out the prior high. So this is a significant pivot. This is just a minor pivot, okay? That's why I would put the stop right here. BABA is pretty weak. Doesn't look higher. And if you said as much, I would totally agree with you. But this breakdown might just be a shakeout. And it might go right back up. It might. But this is how a W pattern forms. You get the pullback, the retest, and sometimes it even takes out the prior low and then shoots back up. So in case this ends up being a buy setup right here, a W pattern, here's your entry. It's very, very clear. There it is. Very clear. So I like the BABA a lot in case it ends up being a W pattern, because I played the BABA on the move up, and look at the monthly. It's a beauty. Beautiful, should get up to here if it ends up working. But I wouldn't touch it unless it takes out the prior high here, which is 151.50. Looks like about 151.50, okay, on the BABA. And then we have the CPNG. This is a climactic buy setup. It looks really pretty right here. Long, stop right here. And target, if you're lucky, it gets to 25. If we're lucky, it gets up there. Okay, Ericsson I don't think is ready, but it's looking higher. So the longer it bases here, the better, and then maybe higher to the prior high on Ericsson. Okay, ILMN, I've liked it for a while. I've had it probably I've included it in the weekly video 3 weeks in a row, I'm sure, because it just looks really good. Looks higher to at least 160 or so. So ILMN. Not too late. It triggered another buy setup on Friday. There was a buy setup right here. There was another buy setup here. So it looks good. The IOVA, I think it's too soon, too early. But I do this video once a week. So I'm not here every single day doing the video. So I sometimes mention ideas that I that are not quite set up and ready to go, but make for good watches. The IOVA over the base right here. It's a beautiful daily and a more beautiful weekly. Okay, but it needs to base it for a couple more days, and then over 275 on the IOVA. The retail apparel stocks, they're all bullish. Look at Macy's, all that bullish. Look at KSS, very, very bullish over that bar's high, 23.41 with a stop under 21.80. LFST, beautiful. I had it in last week's video also as a breakout. Over here, if you took it, it triggered already. If not, there's another base breakout. Stop under the base. I like it on the daily. Notice the professional igniting gap right here. It looked lower and only to gap up and trap everybody that shorted it the next day, the previous day. So that was beautiful. And then if you look at the weekly, the monthly, it looks good to here, to $8, maybe $8.25. And so here's the monthly. Looks good, looks good. That's the LFST. Actually, I shouldn't have switched back to the daily. Here's the Zoom monthly. I talked about it. We're waiting for it to trigger. It needs to break out. It actually kind of triggered already over 91, but let's say over 91.50 on the Zoom. The Twilio, I got in it last week on the 1, 2, 3. I hope it gets, who knows where it can go to, but at the very least, it should get back up to the prior high, which is 152, you could say. That's Twilio, nice monthly. Roku, nice monthly. Rivian, I talked about it in last week's video. Remember the Rivian? Same pattern, transitioning on the monthly. And then popped, I mean, I don't know how much. It was last week, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. So five or 6 days. So, but anyways, it popped pretty hard. That's the Rivian, weekly and monthly. And this reminds me of the hood. See the hood? Same thing. Same exact pattern. Where is it at now? Oh, it's at 150. It's at 120. Same exact rounded base on the monthly. BABA, we talked about it a few minutes ago. Same pattern. But in this case, it had buy setups. Right? TME, another Chinese stock. Same kind of pattern. Right? All right. In terms of the shorts, I only have 3 for you. Not a lot. And that's the FRMI, short under Friday's low, which is $8, stop over 862. OGN, I would say short under Friday's low also, 575, stop over 715, and target would be the bottom right here, 633. And Oxy is my favorite, not because it's so good on the daily, but because it looks really good on the monthly. So Oxy looks lower to here. It's a 1, 2, 3 on the monthly. Triggered already, but it's not too late on the Oxy short. So those are the 3 short ideas. If you enjoyed this, if you want to find out more about what I do, if you want to join the newsletter, click the link in the video description. What you get is this. Basically, you can join me for first month to try it out for just $49. So link for that is in the description. If you're a day trader, not a swing trader, this video is all about swing trading, but if you're a day trader, instead of $249 for your first month, check us out for $99. Also link in the description. Thank you again for being here and sticking around till the end. Be sure to hit the like button, check out the links, and I'll see you on the next video. Happy holidays, everybody.